Started. All right. Um, okay, students, let me open the project window also, right? So, we've been working on a lot of things. I think we went up to gradient backgrounds, linear gradient backgrounds, dimensions we have worked. That means the height and width stuff we have worked. Tables we have worked. Good. Then we have done. So please give me 1 second. I should take this call. Give me 1 minute, please. Right. Um, we did about dimensions. In the dimensions, it is basically about the height and width, right? So we did about margins. We did about padding. We have done about borders, a lot of things, right? So, and we have started working with text, more text, then text shadow, how to work with HTML links and turning an HTML link into a button-like thing. A lot of things we have done, right? So they have made buttons look nice like this. I think this is what we did last class. All right. So from that point onwards, we will do some more work today. We need to do a full. We need to do a full layout design as well. We will have to do that part, a full layout design. That also we will need to do. Well, let me take a look at the codes. Yeah, we have here. So I think we one more thing I want to tell you that we have already worked with the Font Awesome, how to use the Font Awesome. And in that way you can make use of icons as well. You can use them. 22 text shadow. This is what we did finally. Right. This is the very last one we did, right? Okay. So when you are mentioning the text shadow, it is again very easy. You just mention the color, what the color of the shadow is. Then you give to the left side how much it should be pushed, and from top how much it should be pushed, and how much it should be made feathered. Feathered means soft. That is 22nd one, right? Yeah. That is about this one. We already did that, right? After that also we have done 23, 24 up to. So this is the last one we have done, which is how we can make a heading look like a button. Not a heading, I'm sorry. What do you call that? HTML links, how to turn them into buttons like this, right? Okay. So those things we have learned. So we learned how to use background images also, right? So we'll do a few more things, right, today. We'll do maybe positioning today. We will need to do. Well, let's do something with the positionings, right? And we'll do something with the transitions, which is we already practiced last week, but as a lesson, we will do those two things today, and we'll first of all learn them. Transitions we'll learn. I'm just making sure that I haven't missed any important stuff. That's why. Right. Okay. Let's continue. I'm going to go to the project now. I think from coming week onwards, I think we can start Bootstrap. We can start working on Bootstrap. Okay. Right. To work with this, I like to close this file. I'll duplicate the last one and take it up. Control C, Control V. And I'll rename it as demo 25. Demo 25. Okay. And in this one, only leaving sans serif font for the entire thing, but remaining things I'm removing everything. We have a sample HTML page here, right? So that is fine. Um, okay. So I'll teach you some positioning and things like that, so you'll be able to do some stuff, right? Okay. Let's open the file. Okay, this is the file that we're going to work with. We don't need the whole thing. For the time being, let me keep the image commented, right? Right. So let's learn something about positioning, right? Today first of all we'll learn about the positioning today. After that, we will continue with that. Um, to be able to do that, I'm going to put a div tag, right? Div tag, and I'm going to name this one as class. Let's say it's easy if I put names like box1, and I'll put a comment here saying box1 finishing there. Then inside box1, I can put another div or an image or a heading. I can put whatever I like. Okay. First of all, let us do a coding for this one, and let's format this, right? Okay. Now you can see this is, I like to take this one to the top. So it's easy for me to explain the things, right? So we will have other content, other things also, but I don't want the whole thing, right? Okay. I'm taking up here, right? Um, First of all, I'm going to write div dot box1, div dot box1. So we can write a dimension. Let's give a width and a height. I'll give a decent size like 400 pixels by maybe 250 pixels height. Okay, right. So we have that dimension. Unless I give a border or a background, you won't be able to see that. Like I'll give a background color, so it's easy, right? So background color, we'll give some light color. Okay, light green we'll give. Now, when I reload the page, you can see this is that div box, or this is the div that I have. Okay. So we can position this one. There are four different positioning methods available, right? Namely, that is called static, relative, and fixed, and absolute, as well as sticky. So we can give any of those things and we can try them, right? Okay. So I'm going to give something like this. Watch this. Let's say position. The first one I'll explain you, which is called fixed, right? So let's give something like fixed. But let's reload this. Okay, so when you have contents like this fixed, and even if you scroll that, did you notice that it is not going to move anywhere? It's going to be there, right? Okay, so that is the fixed one. I don't know whether you're going to use everything, but I'm just showing you the things. I will keep commented and I'll do the next one. Of course, when you give the fixed, you can give another thing called left value, how much it should be pushed from the left side. Let's give 100 pixels, and let's say top. Let's see, that is 50 pixels. So when I reload this one, it's going to be pushed to the side 100 pixels, from top a less number of pixels. You can see that it's got pushed here, and I don't have much content in my web page. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I will copy paste this text. Yeah, let's copy this one. So our web page look like really lengthy web page. I'm just making the web page very big, that's all. Now when you reload this, now see, now we have a lot of headings and samples, simple headings. So when I'm reloading like that, it goes up down like this. See, Okay, so this is one thing that you can do. Let me try one more thing whether it might work, right? So later I'll be teaching you that. It might work. Wait. Okay. So Z index means the depth we can send. So front or back we can send. Now I have sent it to the back. Now when I'm scrolling down, you can see that is in the background. You can nicely keep it moving here and there, right? Okay. So even inside this one without putting a color, you can put something like background image URL. I don't know whether we have an image. So images. Let's give pick one and see what happens. So part of that picture one is displayed there. So that girl's photograph is there. So you can, like that, you can try. Okay. I just wanted to show you it is possible to do like that, right? So that is called positioning fixed value, right? Okay. So we tried with that. Okay. So I just played around with some values and I did. So I like to comment the whole thing and we'll try another one. Okay. So the lesson that you're learning is position. When you give the position, you can give the left value and top value. Then what happens next is we're going to give something called relative. This is another interesting property. So relative. So when you do that one, okay, it will be positioned relative to its normal position, which means it is where it is originally situated or where it is originally there. According to that, this value is going to work. Let me demonstrate and show you, right? So you give position, right? Position, and you give relative. Okay. So when you reload that, I don't think you will see some kind of a difference. It is at the very top of the page, right? Top of the page. Fine. Now when you give left, left 200 pixels, it will be pushed, right? And top also you can push, right? That, right? Okay. So 100 pixels from top, 200 pixels from left. So we have just given. So when you're scrolling, it will scroll along with the page. So you can't make it stay in a place. If you want to make it stay in a place, you have to give fixed. Okay. So that is relative. And in front of that, if you have any other div, right? So for example, let's put a div here. Let's put let's give that one as main box. So I need to write a code for that also. Div, let's say main box. So let's give a width 100 px, height 100 px. We'll give a background color so it will be visible for us. I'll put a bright color so it's visible to you. Now you can see this is our div box, first div box, right? So which is by default it is having a margin there. That is fine. If I don't want that margin, I need to say body. I need to cancel out everything like this. Okay, so that margin is gone. Now what I shall do is, right, what I'm going to do is, if I don't have this one, see, if I don't have this one, I can see this is getting pushed somewhat down. Anyway, we have a paragraph here, so that is the div is taking up place. The thing is, this text box is taking, if I don't have that one, you can see this is again coming from here itself. Okay. So this is the place where this thing is going to get positioned from. So from here, 200 pixels, from here, 100 pixels. So that is how it works. But when you have the div tag here, and when you have the code here, Okay, so when you have the code like this, so the main box I have given a code, so that is also having a size. See, let's say 300 by 300 if I give here, right? And if I reload this one, you will see that div box is taking up a space here in the memory or the computer. In the screen it is taking. So this box is pushed from here, and from here only it is been pushed. So that you should need to understand that, because not from 0 0 here, from this, whatever the component that you have, from that only this one is getting affected. So that is the difference between the relative and fixed. I hope you understand that one. Relative will work to the related position in the page, right? Right. So that is, I just wanted to demonstrate it to you, right? And you have another one called absolute. Absolute, very rarely you can use that. Let's work on that also, right? So let this be there, no problem. Let's give position absolute, right? Let's say left, we give 450 pixels, uh, and top, let's give around 100 pixels. Let's reload that. Look at this one. So it comes and stays there. So let's say left, we give 0. Then that will come over there, no problem at all. Okay. And I can give, if I give a minus value, sorry, if I give a 0 here, we'll see where it comes. It comes to that position. See, 0 0, it's starting exactly there, right? It is possible for us to do. I hope you understand what is absolute, right? So it doesn't care about anything else. When you give absolute, exactly it will be taken, right? Right. So it doesn't have any ancestors, in the sense, which means it doesn't work with any previously positioned component. As it is, it will work like this. Now, for example, for the second box also, if we give position relative, so I'm sorry, not relative, absolute, that is possible. And we can give left, let's say 20 pixels, top, let's give 20 pixels. Now what happens is, so this one is still there because this is behind that one, because it is after that, right? So that this box is overlapping that. The reason for that is, after this box is there. That is the reason why this is getting overlapped. Okay. So if you give for this one, if you give Z index, let's give something like 3, so that you can bring it on top of this. So Z index is something you can send items front and back. Let's try 1. That's also in front. Let's say 0. That is, it is taken to behind, and you can try negative values also to send it behind. Okay, then now it is, you can see it is even behind the text. Okay, so that is also possible for you to do. So we did 3 types of names, and the final one is static. Static actually have no effect actually. So it is another one. So position static, right? So having static has no HTML elements are positioned static by default, which means they will be positioned as it is, right? So even if you don't give a value, this is what the default positioning is, right? If you give top, now let's reload the page. Now let's see what happens to this one. It is over here. If you give left and right, it's not going to have any effect on that. Even if I give 200 px, top, if I give 200 px, this is not going to move the behind image. See, it has no effect. If you give this one something like fixed, relative, or absolute, it's going to have it. Like, for example, fixed, if I give, you will see that one going to the right place. Okay, right. So now those 4 things you can interchangeably you can use them, and you can do a good project, right? Okay, so you know how to control things very properly in the screen. Okay, so that is about positioning. So that example is enough. I will move on to another example by duplicating this file. So I will copy that 26th example. So let's open the 26th example. Let me check whether I can see. Okay, let's learn about something called max width and max height, which is useful. Okay, so I'm going to create a different web page first, right? So watch this. So let's get rid of this thing. Let's get rid of that. Oh, sorry. Okay, now we don't have any of those. Let's get rid of the web page content as well. Nice. So we will delete the div tags as well. And we will add one or two images. I think one or two images are there. Let's type img tag. And we'll call images slash profile1.jpg, image2, images slash profile2.jfif. Okay. Let's go and let's reload that page. So you can see one image is big, one image is small, no problem. That is how it is coming. Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to make them in a even size, right? So we're going to set them into even size. See how we're going to do that, right? So I'm going to say img, right? Img. We're going to set height and width. Now see what happens. If I've set the height, let's set the height to 250 pixels. I don't know about the height, but I'll set the height also to width and height both same. Now when I reload that, both images will try to look alike like this, right? So this image is small, this image is big, but we have made it smaller. Both images are looking the same size. All right. Now what will happen next is we can give something called images. Whatever the image, that size is original image is big, right? So if you don't have this one, you can see images, one image is big, one image is small, right? So we can control it, right? We can control it by giving max width. So max width means it cannot exceed width, right? Let's give 250px and let's give max height also. Okay, max height also 250 pixels. Now when I reload, you will see no difference. Okay, see both are same size now. Now even if I try making this image to like 750 by 750 images, I'm trying to make it so big. See, there is no effect. But if I take off this one, that will start to work like that. Okay, so max width and max height is a limiting factor. You can put that on. I mean, you can fix it to that particular size. Number two, what we can do is, guys, here, if you don't have a height and width set, then it will not exceed that size also. Now, there's a problem here. This image by default, it is a small image, right? So let's set this one to max size to 200 pixels, right? 200 pixels. Now it will work. Now you can see both images are in the same size. But original image, one image is big, one image is small. So those kind of problems we can fix by max width and min width also, minimum width also we can give. Right. I'm going to give something like min width also for this. Minimum width, let's say it cannot go beyond 100 pixels. It can't be smaller than 100 pixels. So height is also the same, cannot go beyond 100 pixels, right? So we give like this. So when you reload that, that's fine. That's fine. Max height there, we don't have an issue with that, right? So let's reload this. So, right. Now the images are big. Images are big. That's fine. It cannot be made smaller beyond this, which means if I give the width up or down, I can give, like, let's say width, let me give 50 pixels, by height also 50 pixels. For a strange reason, you want to make it very small. Now you can see this is the size, right? Now even if I minimum width, this is 100 pixels by 100 pixel size is there, what you see there. Okay. So if I try to give a value like now, if I don't have this one, see the size, now it is making more smaller, right? That's the size it's coming. But if you give a minimum width and minimum height, what happens is it will not let the image become smaller than this, right? So that's what the maximum height and maximum width, make minimum width, minimum height does, right? So it looks right. So you can take control over the image very well, or an element very well, right? So even accidentally, it doesn't allow you to make it smaller than the expected size. So if I give something like 150 by 150, that will be fine. That is possible. But I can't give a value something more than 250. 200, I'm sorry, 250 also will not work. When I reload, this is maximum is 200. So if I give 2500 by 2500, it's not going to work. See, not going to work because maximum width, maximum height we have given. If I block that, it will work now. It will become very big. Okay. Right. So I think this will do. This is enough. Right. So we'll give set the width to 50 and 50. So you can practice that. Yeah, that will do. Right. Let's reload. Okay. So like that. Okay, fine. So we learned about the positioning. We learned about the maximum height, maximum width, right? So that also we learned, right? Now the next one I'm going to teach you about the display property. I think we haven't done the display property. Okay, let's do the display property in another exercise. Let me duplicate this. I will make that one as 27th one. So here also I like to delete this whole thing. And in this one, I'm going to show you how to work with Sadurshan Puta, your video cam is on. Sadurshan, your video is on, Puta. Right. um, then what we will do is, okay, I'll teach you the display property for you. Now watch this, what's going to happen. We're going to take more control over the page now. So let's put a heading here and we'll say this is in line 1. And let's put H1 again. This is in line 2, right? Now, when you reload this, this is no big deal, right? So first line, second line. Let's do a code. H1. We'll put a background color. We'll put a visible color. So all the H1's background color is set to red. So you can see this is by default, it is a block element. Block element means it takes the entire thing from left to right. That space is totally taken. No one else will be shared that space, or it will not give anything to any other element. So what we do next is we can give something like the height and width, right? So let's say height will give 100 pixels, width will give 400 pixels, right? So when you give like that, and when you reload, it looks like this. The problem for us now is, though we have space here, this element cannot be taken here because this is a block element. It will not allow you to take the other elements here, right? Okay, so that is why it works like that now. So I'm going to use the display property and explain it to you. Display, first of all, we have block. So that's what we have used now. So it will have no effect. See, I'm reloading the page, no effect. Right. The next one opposite for this one is inline. Okay. So when you say inline, height and width will not work. Height and width will not work. And this is just like normal text, or it is like image tags and just normal HTML tags like. So things will not go to the next line after one part finishes. Okay. Both H1s are in the same line like. So that is also another thing. You can give another one called inline block. If we give inline block, what happens is height and width can be given and things can be nicely stacked to the right hand side. You can make the components so things can come to the right hand side, and you can make it nicely get arranged like this. All right. So it can be done like this. So those are the basic three things: inline, blocked, and inline block. Okay. So using this one, let's do a small formatting now, and let's try to get a button or something at the middle, how to make the things center aligned and all. We're going to practice, right? So I just wanted to show you that part first. Okay, let's do another one. So which is I'm going to use that. So let's do 29th exam. So it's not 29th, it's 27th one. Oh, 27th is already there. 28th one. So let's take let's create a content nicely. Let me do that one properly for you, and I'll do it and show you how it's done. So first of all, we'll do one thing. We'll create div, right? So I'm going to call this one as class. Let's call that one as a banner. Okay, let's call this one as banner. We have already done. I'm going to use the things that we have learned. I'm going to nicely, beautifully format something. Okay, right. Let's make something a hero banner. Right, I'll show you what is a hero banner. We'll put a heading like this. Limited stock available. Let's say hurry. Then we'll type a paragraph, right? So we'll put a paragraph which encourages the user to buy the item. And let's put a link. So buy now or shop now. Let's say shop now, right? Shop now. Okay, so I'll put a hash mark here. Just give me 1 minute. They have put the loudspeaker again. So Azan is going on. Well, just 2 minutes, okay? Call for the prayers going on. Give me another 1 more minute, okay? It's going to finish. Okay, thank you very much for your patience. Let's continue the class. All right, so I was talking about we have a basic design done now. Let's reload that and see how it looks. This is the blank page. This is the blank page, right? Okay, let's make it look beautiful. Now image, if you take a guys like this one, hero banner in websites, let's say designs. So you can search things like that. We can put a big banner like thing. So something like a big banner like these kind of things. So these are very beautiful ones. These are again a very beautiful one, a big one. We are not designing up to this level, but I'm going to give you the idea. A big banner, something like that. Now see this is a big banner here. A person is in front. This is easy. We can do that. Later we'll try that. Uh, so we can put Jumbotron, some kind of example. Yeah, this kind of an example is what I'm referring to. This is very basic design. We will be doing this one in Bootstrap, but you know, our one is going to be a little bit better than that, right? So I'm talking about, oh, sorry. I'm talking about something like this, right? So this kind of a design inside our web page. Okay. So something like this, we can put a background image also later. So let's try this one, right? So one heading, one paragraph, one button. Okay, let's try. Okay, now it looks very ugly, but we will make it look very pretty. We have simply one heading, one paragraph, and a link, right? So what we do is, first of all, we're going to type div dot banner, div dot banner. So we're going to say width. I'm going to set a width for this, right? So let's say 1000 pixels in pixels. So and height also I'll set a height of 300 pixels. If it is not enough, we will fix it. Let's give a background color so it will be visible for us. Let's give it a gray color and we'll make it a little bit darker gray, right? So this kind of gray I like. RGB, I don't know. This one is better, right? So if you reload, so we get something like that. That darkness is not enough. That is also not enough. I think that will do. That's much better. And basically, I want the text color to be something like a silver color, not white, but a little bit of a silver color like this. Fine. Time being, it's fine. Later, we fix those things. And I don't want to make these things center aligned now. I will do it one by one, right? Okay, let it be like this. Now, students, I'm going to show you a trick. So how we can make this one center aligned. So you give margin. We learned about the margins, didn't we? We learned about the margin. So when you give margin, if you give a top margin like 100 pixels and left margin, if you give around 100 pixels, so it's going to move something like this. So it's going to go, it's not coming exactly center. Rather, what you give is, if you give something like margin, if you give top margin, let's say 0, and right and left, you give something called auto. Okay. In that case, it's nicely comes and fits into the proper place. There is a built-in padding and a margin for the heading. That is why this kind of a gap comes. We can fix that, right? Okay, so if I give a padding value also for this, let's give a padding value. We'll give around 40px. But you know, I'm going to set 40px, but I'm going to say box sizing, border box. Then the entire width will not be increasing. Inside that itself, it is trying to push. Now I think this is fine. That's fine, right? Okay, let's work on the other parts now. Let's go here. You know, inside the banner, we have a heading one. So let's try coding that one. So we say div dot banner space h1. Okay, let's write the code for that. We'll give text dash align center. Sorry, center. And when you reload that, that text is in the center. And the font size doesn't look very good. So I'm going to say font size. Let's give something like 50 pixels. That's, I think it's a little bit too much. So let's try 47. 45 will do. Okay, I am filling with the value 45. Then I'm going to format the paragraph part. Let's do the paragraph part. So again, div dot banner and paragraph, right? So I'm targeting this particular div. Inside that div, you have a paragraph. So we write the code div banner, leave a space, you say paragraph. Inside the div, if a paragraph comes, format it in the way I'm going to write the code, right? Okay. That also I'm going to say text align center, right? So that goes to the center, no problem. But I want line height to be increased. Line height, I want increased. So I'm going to say line height. Let's give around 30 pixels and see what happens. That seems to be too much. Let's give around 23. That seems to be good. Okay, right. The next one is going to be my link. So I'm going to take it that center and I'm going to do a lot of things. But first of all, I'm going to make this one look like a button. That is not looking like a button because it's a link. So let's see how we can do that. Div dot banner, a link if it is there, and if this is the link, this is pseudo classes, right? Link. And if you have already clicked on the link and if you have visited the link, how you should format. So sorry for the disturb. Shall I upload project Saturday morning? Please excuse because the rain unable to take some photos. Okay, Putta, do it. Um, I'm going to first of all say, uh, watch this. I'm going to give a background color. We will give a red color, but I don't like that red. I like something like this kind of a color, right? So, yeah, that kind of a red I like. So background color came. It doesn't look very neat or beautiful. So what we're going to do is we're going to say width. I'm going to give 200 pixels. Height 40 pixels. So let's try. It is not showing up. The reason for that is we have to say display block. I didn't give inline block. There's a trick for that. I'm going to say block. Then I reload. The size comes nicely. Okay. And I'm going to say text align center. So it's at the center. Then you say padding dash top. From top, I need a gap. So let's say around 15 pixels, I need a gap. And overall size of the button should not increase. So we say, sorry, box sizing, border box. So when you reload that, so it comes to the proper place. And I like to have the color white for the time being. There we go, white. And I don't want to underline also, text decoration, none. I have taught you all these things. What I have taught you, I'm coding and showing you. See, it's coming nicely like that. Okay. Now let's take, if the top padding is not enough, we can increase it a little bit. I mean, decrease it. So we can take it up there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this button to the center. So you can do it in two ways. One is the banner itself, you can put text align center, or if you want this one, this link, now it is a display type is block. So if you give margin auto, it will automatically come to the center. So that is pretty easy to do the work. And I don't like this close margin here. I want to increase that margin. So in that case, what you need to do is top margin, you can control. Let's give 20 pixels, top and bottom, and auto. So that seems to be not enough. Let's give 40. For 40 is too much, like 35. 30 will do. That will perfect. Okay. So that looks like that. Now see from something like this, to this. Hope you understand that. Or in front of you, I'm developing it. So hope you understand how easy it is to catch up and do beautiful websites. We're going to do more work. We're going to make it very prettier. So this is one piece I just did in front of you. Okay. Now let's do some more work for that, right? So let's do some more work for this. If you like, let's see, we can put a background image and see what's going to happen for that, right? So let's say whether we can search one image, web banner background image sample. Let's say whether we can take some kind of a background, web background. These things not going to work for us because they have text in it. So I like to use something in the behind the scene. Not exactly. Some text are there, so I don't like it. So this kind of text we can put, right? So shall we go for this one? We have to buy, seems we need to buy that image neither. No mind, no problem. Let's do this one, pixabay.com. Banner. Let's see whether we can find something. Some images are there. What image shall we put? We'll type something that we can find. Okay. This image we can put, but you know, I don't know if it will work. Sorry about that. I can't find a suitable one quickly. Okay, it doesn't matter. We'll go with this image, right? So we'll download this picture. Download for free. Oh, that's a iStock image. Sorry about that again. Let's say professionals. Okay. How about this image? That's also not free. I want to download the pre-made. Not looking very good. Huh? Let's go with this image. Okay. It's not a perfect match, but let me try my level best to do that. So let's download a large one. Let's download a big one, right? So let's download that. So it is getting downloaded. I'm going for the F drive. In my F drive, WC CSS is there, images. I'm going to call this one as BG1. That's a JPG image, BG1. I just saved it. Let's go back to our project. So let's go there. So banner, I can put a background image, right? So let's say background image. Then you have to say URL, and you can put the content images slash BG1. Yes. Let's reload and see how it looks. So it comes like that. Okay, so partially only you can see, but we have to fix this, right? Okay, you could do a lot of things for that. You can write another code, background dash size, background size. You can put something called these values. We'll try. Okay, first of all, we'll give contain and see what happens. So when you put contain, what it does is it makes it the image fit the width of it, height and width of it, and it tries to repeat that one. So if you have a texture type of image, that will work good for this, but this image is not doing any good for us. All right. So we'll try the other one, which is cover. That is nice. So that will come something better because it comes to the center part of this, right? So like that. Okay. So this is the 100. This looks okay, but I like this image to be positioned, right? Up or down. Now I told you how to do the background positioning. You can say background dash position, right? Background dash position will give something like this. See, if I give 100 px from top, sorry, left, and 100 px from top, see what happens. Now it got pushed 100 pixels this side, 100 pixels this side. So what ultimately happened is here it is trying to duplicate the image again, right? So we don't need this one. So what if you use it in the opposite direction, right? Minus values. Let's see what happens now. Now see, she came up here, and this way this is not good. This side is not good. So from right side, from the left side, I don't know. I don't want to move. I want to keep it like that, and I took her up here. Right? See. I hope you understand that. If I give too much, that goes too much there, right? So let's give something like a value like 50. 50 is not enough. 75. Not bad, right? So it works well for us. Um, so you can, these are newly introduced ones. You can give something like color skin difference hues. There'll be a thing called screen. So that will be light. So you can make the background lighter. Did you see that? It becomes lighter. If you put a background color dark, this will be fine. But I made it further light. Okay. Let's try this text color, something like H1. Let's give a color. Heading one. I didn't give the color, did I? Here only I have given the color. So let's give the color. Color orange. It's not nice, bad color. We'll try something like a black color. Black is not bad, but it's not properly positioning. That's the issue, right? So we can make this one look prettier later because the image that you're going to put in the background and the text that you're going to put, you can match them nicely. Okay, you can match them nicely, right? So I will try to put an outline for the text. We'll see whether we can do that. Uh, Let me put white color itself. Let's say text underline offset version outline. Let's try outline. So it gives an outline like that. That's not good. Let me try text shadow. Okay, let's try text shadow. 0 pixels from left, top 0 pixels, feather amount 3 pixels, and black. So if I'll zoom in, you can see there's a small shadow coming around the letters. So this makes it more prettier. So if you give a big value here, something like 5, you will see more feather amount coming out, right? So now you can see the text is a little bit standing out from the remaining part. Okay. So that is also possible to do, right? Anyway, I just randomly put the picture, guys and girls, to the background. So if I have selectively nicely chosen image and put, it would be looking great. Okay. So without giving background blend mode screen, let's try another mode. Let's try another mode, something like, let's say, color burn. So that is too dark. Let's try another one. Let's try a difference. So now it's very dark. Okay. So you can try to match the mood of the website, and you can put something nice, right? So I'm going to go with something like lighten, so very light color, like something that you can use it, right? So if you like, you use it. And I'm going to do one more and stop for today, right? So when you put next week, I will do a full design for you, right? So today you learned a lot. When you bring the mouse point over here, I'm going to remove the background and I'm going to keep only the outline. So well, let's put it here. Let's say div dot banner space a hover. If the mouse pointer comes over, I'm going to say background color is a transparent, and I'm going to set a border 1 pixel solid, but I want the same red color here, right? So when you reload this, so when the mouse pointer comes, background color disappears, but that border is coming. So if you don't want to remove the size, if you want to don't make it big, you say just box sizing, border box. So that jumping will not be there, right? So, and if you give a border, a thick border like 3, see, that's possible. It's not very looking nice, but you know, that is possible for you to do. Uh, Last week this didn't work. Let me try. Now it's working. Today it's working. Last week it was not working. So you can see slowly that color is changing and the outline is appearing. If you don't like the outline to be looking in that red color, you can put white color also. So if you reload this, so it's like that. So it's up to you how you're going to pick up the colors and put there. So I just in front of you, I built it for you and show that, right? So there are other work that we can do, right? We can do some other work, and I can put a background color and all the things I can do, right? So we will build a footer also here. Later we will build it later. So we'll put a div, and I will say class footer. So I'll have to put information here. Your footer information here. Later we'll do that, right? So I'm going to build it. So footer is going to this side. I want to make it center line and want all the way color up the whole thing, right? So let me build a footer. I can show you some samples for you. Web footer design, footer samples, right? So let's go for image search. And you can see the footer part of the web page, you can very beautifully design like this. This is a single color. So they have put the website name here, some small links again, some social media icons, maybe some more links here. You can follow any design like this. We can code any of these designs. We can code very simple. It's not difficult. Even these two colors you can mix and take. If you want to add these kind of things, you can use a PNG image. So you can have different types of foot ideas. See, there are brands you can put. This is also very neat one. Say 3 columns, some information, some social media icon, maybe your copyright information. So there are beautiful ones, right? So we can try these things. So say next week we will try this one. We will do the footer part, as well as we will build the body part here. We'll put some sample code here. Here we will put some sample, maybe some file cards or something like all 3 product information here, a small information about the website, and we'll put a footer also. So the full website is done, and maybe we can put some the fully stretching background also, right? Because guys and girls, here if I give the width without giving pixel value, if I give 100%, so you get a different type of effect. Oh, sorry. That should be for the banner. Width, if I give 100% without giving 1000 pixels, now it becomes stretching across your page, right? So if I zoom out, see how much I'm zooming out, that very nicely fits. So if I zoom in, it'll again fit nicely into your whatever the resolution that you have, right? So this is also another style that you can add up into your website. Now I will teach you this, how to do this one, and you can put another image inside this and you can make only the text look smaller. Okay. Um, so you can give like so that I'm using the same stuff and doing it. I don't want to confuse you people. So let me delete these codes and keep it simple for you. And let's discuss the normal thing again next week, right? Okay, I hope you enjoyed the class and you learned something new, right? So can you please put
Yes,
out
sir.
of 10, how much did you understand? Out of 10, how much did you understand? Can you put in the chat window? Then you can leave the class. Yes. Yes, Nusra, you're asking for a question. Yeah.
Sir, about photography, sir. Sir, I didn't make still project, sir. I need 2-3 days, sir. Is it okay? Because tomorrow is a
You
deadline.
get permission from your ma'am. So if she is okay, I'm okay, no problem.
Which ma'am, sir?
You have a coordinator, right?
Yes.
From her you get the permission. Then you do it,
Okay,
no
I will
problem.
ask.
Last
Thank you,
I
sir.
said okay. You tell. I think she's there. If she's there, no, she's there, not there. Miss Sulaiha only there. Um, so Miss Sulaiha, you have contact with Takshila ma'am?
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Uh,
Sorry.
it's okay.
What she
So
wanted?
can it, now she's requesting another 2 or 3 days extension for assignment submission. Can we arrange?
Okay, sir.
You
Okay,
tell
I'll
her
ask.
it can be done, huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, people.
Okay,
Have a
sir.
nice day. Take
Thank
care.
you, sir.
God bless you all. Bye.